So I got this shelf the other day and I'm still working on it. Got my comic books and some video game manuals, a couple strategos there, and just random stuff, like you got the Captain Power toys up there and some other toys. Michael J. Fox looking cool over here. Bunch of insulation sticking out my unfinished basement, because whatever. But yeah, so I got this shelf for free and I like it. It's a good shelf, but that isn't the focus of the story. Um, it's actually about this Darth Vader here, this bigger one. So I was on my way to get that shelf for free off a lady, and I saw a yard sale with this Vader. Like they had nothing else that was interesting to me. It was mostly like old lady stuff, yarn, baskets, crochet stuff, stuff like that. So I saw this Vader and I go over to ask the lady how much it is, but a little boy was talking to her, so I didn't want to be rude, so I stood there and I waited a second, and then I asked her when she was, not busy, and then the little boy shouts back at me, "Oh, it's 25 cents," because she was like, "Well, hey, how much is that Darth Vader?" And he's like, 25 cents, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll take it," And so I go over there to grab it, and I grab it, and this lady was like, "Hey, I was about to buy that for 25 cents." And I'm like, "Well, actually, I was about to buy this for 25 cents. And then the lady's like, "Well, I was here first." And I was like, "Well, actually, you weren't. I was here first, but, and I was getting ready to say, you can have it. If it means more to you than it does to me. But I just kind of froze up. I was just kind of like, whoa, I don't know how to address this really. And then I thought about asking her if she wanted to challenge me to a game of, paper, rock, scissors to see who gets it. And then the old lady steps in and she's like, "Well, I'm going to let you guys battle it out." And before I could even say anything, the lady hits me in the elbow really hard with her hand. And she was like, "Well, if you're going to be that way, fine." And she hits me, right? And I'm just kind of like stunned. I'm just like, did I just get hit by a woman? Is that how that feels or whatever? But I was more concerned for her than I was myself because I have really like rock hard elbows, and I'm always knocking my elbows on things. And so the first thing out of my mouth was, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "Meh," and she just like kept walking off, and I'm just like, "Okay," and I looked at the old lady. I'm like, "Okay," and she was like, "Well, yeah, okay." And so I only had $1 on me. Well, that was the smallest thing that I had on me. And so the lady made change and everything, and she gave me 50 cents. And then she was like giving me nickels to make up for the last quarter. And I'm like, "No, no, please, please just keep it." And she's like, "No, no, here you go." And she gives me, 5 nickels. And I'm like, "Okay." But the whole situation was just so awkward, man. I've had some people get heated at me before because I got there right before them and found a deal or whatever. And, they had some words for me or whatever. But nobody's actually physically assaulted me over a fucking toy. So that was pretty intense. I really do feel bad for that lady though, because that had to hurt, man. Yeah, she could have easily broke her hand on my elbow. I'm not kidding. I have some hard elbows. But either way, let's take a look at this thing. You squeeze the legs, and the lightsaber comes up, and you can kind of swing it around, and it makes sounds accordingly. Oh, I knocked him over. But yeah, very cool toy. Really like it. And it kind of shuts off. And sometimes he breathes afterwards. And then I have this guy.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I like this one a lot.
I have you now.
It also has a motion
The
sensor.
force is strong with this one.
But yeah, this one I really, really like. It's definitely a cool figure and everything. I'm just... Oh. He just took out the other Vader. He's like, "Fuck you, other Vader." Either way, I guess that was the only point to the video, was to talk about getting this thing, because that was just that was something else. Let me know in the comments section if you've ever had anybody get salty about a yard sale pickup like that before.